Welcome viewers, glad you could join me. I know it's been too long, but still playing Battlefield 1, I guess having a good amount of fun with it, just haven't been around to recording gameplay. But this clip right here we're going to start off with, I hope you enjoyed the montage here in the beginning. I had to keep that going there for a couple clips, it's been too long. Having a lot of fun with the game, just capturing quite a few moments. And in this clip, it's kind of more encapsulating this Battlefield as a whole. I'll get to the review here in a moment, in-depth review of this weapon. This is my new go-to #1 weapon in Battlefield. Almost 2,000 kills with it, probably top 100 worldwide with this gun. And we'll get to that here in a moment. But more kind of just revisiting the moments in Battlefield that just define the game as a whole, that I really enjoy to kind of showcase. And I want to start this first clip off with that with my commentary. Just kind of getting into the artillery here, realizing that it's not loaded, so I have to load this thing back up. Get a glancing blow here off that, the shell deflects right off the upper right hand corner of this tank, just storming the hill here. Pull off the disable right there, weapon disable. Working with my buddy here, X, and communicating with him. He's going to try to get a limit charge. I tell him he's got an enemy on his back trying to melee with a shovel. Save his butt there. He gets one limit charge, kills the guy that just blasts out right there. Another guy bails out. I get a shovel hit on him. My charge on there actually kills the guy as he runs away from me. Good epic explosion there. This Battlefield at its finest right here in the grit of it. Run out of ammo, pull out my sidearm here for the kill. One more explosion. Just like all this stuff blowing up in your face. You know, throwing out shovels, throwing out like limpet charges, and just multiple explosions. I mean, those are the moments that, regardless of what genre that you play Battlefield, whether it's modern or this World War I era, Battlefield still at its core.
We have taken
nothing else out there even comes close to this in terms of gaming and the enjoyability of it. Those kind of defining moments I just like to kind of showcase, and not many people seem to hit on them too much. Those those classic Battlefield moments in the gameplay. So I like to visit those. I hope you enjoyed them as much as I do. Just a fan of this game as a whole. Just a large-scale combat. A lot of new players out here, particularly Christmas noobs here in the holiday transition. Welcome to Battlefield. You're going to be humbled. This isn't Call of Duty. You got to know your wits, you got to know your weapons, and that's kind of why I do these videos, to try to help showcase some good moments, how I play tactically. This a long video, guys. I hope you have something to do here, or have some time, because, again, it's about quality over quantity with me, and I really like this to show genuine good gameplay, and as usual I've used to kind of save some of the best clips for last, so stick with me through the video. I think you'll be surprised just to what this weapon's capable, and this loadout in the support class is capable of doing. Now let me just quickly explain why I've kind of had a drought in videos lately. I've recently picked up a PS4 Pro to play in 4K. And that's great. I know it's not generally 4K for all the PC elites out there, give us a break. But it is very good visuals, good frame rates. Again, there's another moment right there. But regrettably, my Elgato capture card no longer works with 4K. You can't like play in 4K and record in 4K. But you can't even record a lower setting, which is kind of frustrating. So essentially I had to kind of reboot my whole setting, and thankfully one of my buddies here, X here, he's the squad leader here in this squad. He's like, you can record with the PlayStation 4 and set settings higher than 15 minutes. Because I thought 15 minutes was what it was capped at, but apparently you can capture beyond that. So thanks to him, I was able to capture some gameplay longer than 15 minutes, because as you know, matches in Battlefield go well beyond 15 minutes and routinely about 30 minutes. And it takes a long time, guys, to compile all that video, and I'm just saying it, in terms of the lack of content, it takes an incredible amount of my time to put this stuff out, compile it all, sort through it, edit it, put it together, specifically with the montage. So bear with me here as I try to get out what I can, but with work and family and all that, I get what I can. Again, look at these moments right here, just cleaning up on the team. Beast mode is on permanently throughout this gameplay, and this loadout, let's get to it. I guess I need to finally get to it. 8 minutes in the video, so apologize, getting a little long-winded. I'm not sure how you pronounce this. I believe this is a French weapon from World War I, but I'm going to call it the Benet Mercie. Like I say, it's French. If anybody's French out there, correct me on how to pronunciate it. I don't know, but the 1909 is a variant of it. The telescopic is a variant of it that I like. And I bring that zoom right down to the minimum of 2. And I really like having the bipod, as this is basically a sniper on steroids. And another bonus is you have no scope glint on this thing. So throughout this gameplay, you'll see me go toe-to-toe against other snipers that I can see their scope glint. They can't see me, but they're probably obviously looking at me. Once I start to suppress the fire of this weapon with 30 rounds and a nice moderate fire rate of 450 rounds per minute, this thing is butter. I've gotten them. I mean, this is like my previous weapon I discussed, the MG15, which is a great weapon, but you know, with as few weapons as we have in Battlefield, you start kind of using more just to kind of get a feel for them and try to understand what the weapons do. And I understand this weapon now. This weapon is probably, I dare to say, this is probably my best weapon I've ever had in any Battlefield game in terms of my comfort level. Just something about this weapon, just, I'm not going to throw any stats up here or anything like that. This weapon, and you need to find this in Battlefield, is you need to find a weapon that just works for you, that you understand. You know, understand its recoil pattern, you understand its limitations, you know where to position yourself and how to head off or stem off a flank, or how to produce a flank yourself. And how to mitigate threats. And I mean, this weapon, this for some reason, it makes sense with me, and I just find it to be a lot of people would kind of frown on a fire rate of 450 rounds per minute and say, oh, that's terrible, why don't you use a BAR that's got 650 rounds per minute? Well, you know, everything in the game is not about fire rate, and to me 450 is like the sweet spot. It's a Goldilocks fire rate. I can almost read what the weapon's going to do and how it's going to fire across the map and lead a target. I know its bullet velocity and just how much I need to take that in account for a target that's at long range or short range, how they're moving, how they're approaching me, or how they're attacking me. And it's just, there's something about this gun I've kind of figured out how all that works. And like I say, now it's my #1 weapon, hands down. I nearly have 2,000 kills with this weapon, and not many people out there use this gun, and I'm kind of dumbfounded as to why they don't. With the optics, I like having these optics. I think it's a good, I mean, there's no red dots in this game really, like we've had in other Battlefield games, and to me it's like a glorified ACOG scope that we'd have in Battlefield 4, but it seems to have just the right amount of magnification, and it doesn't matter if it's short range or long range. I know it's a lot of criticisms I've heard about the optical scopes that people say is that they zoom in too much, particularly with the BAR. But you know, you can change those zoom optics down to half that magnification from their default of 4 to 2, and that's a pretty big game changer in my opinion. Again, look at these ranges here, just kind of cleaning up, sweeping around, taking advantage of enemies that already have damage on them. 30 rounds seems like a lot of bullets in this magazine, and I love how quick it reloads too. I mean, the short reload on this thing is perfect. It's not like the bar where you have to reload after 1 kill and you might get 1 kill or 2. This thing, I can get 3 kills all day long with 1 magazine and not have a problem with that. Again, long range shots there. I put this clip in here because I'm tired of airplane trolls out there going 60 and 2. Just be aware that, guys, you know, these AA turrets are here for a reason. They do an immense amount of damage, and when you parachute out, you're not safe. Now you're in my world. You're not going to be strafing anymore, dropping a carpet bomb spray on top of me. I'll put my gas out on you and finish you off, whatever it takes, and the tea bags are in effect. So if you're a vehicle troll out there, be warned, particularly in airplanes, you're not invincible. And you see me a lot of times kind of spraying at airplanes as they come by. This thing surprisingly does quite a bit of damage to those light triplanes, the planes with 3 wings on them. This thing will massacre. Look at these ranges. Those are snipers I'm taking out. See how I'm using tactical advantage, overlooking position delta. I've got good cover here. I'm down prone. My bipod goes out instantly. I've got the elevation advantage. I mean, the range on this thing, these are hundreds of meters away that I'm taking these guys on. So the suppressive fire effect of this, even if I don't get the kill, that person's suppressed, and while I'm reloading, I can usually re-engage them before they get their bearings back and know where I'm at and re-engage me. So this is how you play this class. I don't see a lot of people really utilizing the bipods. Again, this is something I find myself harping on more and more in videos. And Battlefield videos, is a lack of use of bipods. It turns your weapon into a sniper rifle on steroids, and you can just reach out and touch anybody. You don't have to worry about bullet drop. You know, the bullet velocity in this thing's incredible. I'm taking some fire here, so I'm going to pull back and try to maybe peek through this little V of these rocks again and pull off the kill. I don't know if that was a headshot or not. It doesn't matter. He's dead. And again, just I'm kind of watching the spawns. The spawns are predictable in this position, and now that we've kind of contested it, the spawns will probably taper off. But I'm still kind of overlooking these back hills, spamming the spot button, and it's hard to pick off those little recon snipers at this range, just looking at them, but when I can, I'll spam the spot button. And again, look how much damage I just did right there. 24 damage on one clip. That gets their attention. And you just keep doing that. It's a big, lumbering, slow target. I mean, there's another, what, 19 damage? So 24, 19. And now this guy's coming around for another pass. So on occasion, you might get lucky and actually shoot the pilot out of these planes. And like I say, the bombers here are a little more tanky. They can take a little more damage. I don't do this all day long, but when I feel like, you know, airplanes are starting to be a threat in the on the battlefield and just kind of going unchallenged, my first course of action is to hop in an AA turret, as you'll see me do throughout the gameplay. And then my second course is just to kind of keep him honest with it. Maybe a few rounds for an LMG. It just kind of like wakes him up. And as you can see, this guy finally is like, what the hell is shooting me down here? He starts throwing bombs near my position and was pretty lucky, and at least I was, and almost getting, and I think they both bailed out. Both those pilots would try to drop bombs with me, bailed out, and then I'll still take them both out anyway. Again, once you get down on my level, you're in my world. And you know, this is where I like to dominate in Battlefield. Gun gameplay. I've never been a big vehicle person. It's one of my criticisms about Battlefield 1, the fact that we don't have like helicopters or anything like that. I mean, it's World War I, of course, but I really miss that from Battlefield 4. Again, moments like this, again, tanks, lots of tanks around. I think the lipid charge, honestly, it took like 4 charges to take this tank out. I was working with my friend X. Him and I both got like 2 charges on this thing, and it took 4 charges to take out one tank. That's kind of ridiculous in my opinion. If you're ballsy enough to run up next to a tank with like 6 infantry that can bail out at a moment's notice, I think 2 charges was more than enough. And the fact that you can only carry 1 at a time before you have to reload it really kind of makes the support class fairly weak in taking on a tank. Whereas, you know, like the assault class has their dynamite and all that. And they can shoot at range with their anti-tank turret, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know, I feel like the support class needs at least to carry, I think you should be able to carry 2 lipid charges. That would be perfect. Then if 4 took out the tank, 2 guys can take out a tank relative ease if you get it, you know, if it's being careless and getting around too much infantry. Again, this is a pretty good spree right here. I'm going to go down right here. Again, that's where this gun's kind of weakest, the Benet. Or Benet, however you want to pronounce it, it tends to be a little bit weak at that kind of 10 meter range, I would say, right there. I mean, right there, that's pistol territory anyway, or shotgun territory. It's not really where I should be engaging targets. But again, get a quick revive here, and I mean, I don't know how many kills I've caught on this spree here, but it goes on and on and on. And I love this sidearm as well. I can't remember what it's called, but I like it with this camo I've got here, legendary camo. I think they call it the Swede is the camo. But sidearms in this game, they did do that right with pistols in Battlefield 1, but we're very pleased with that. They just seem crisp. They seem just a few bullets from any kind of pistol put your target down quick. I also like the revolvers as well. They tend to be the king of all sidearms in 1v1 scenarios, but if you're taking on multiple guys, like I'll show a clip here in a moment, at pretty much the same position with this sidearm, and you're going to see, I mean, just go on a mad tear with the being able to do a quick reload with the sidearm, whereas the revolvers don't really have that effectiveness. Again, AA turrets, I can't stress it enough, they're here for a reason. Just don't sit on them all match, but if you see planes around, kind of hover around, loitering around a certain area, hop on it real quick if you know it's not being camped out by a sniper across the map because he got no skills. Wait, oh, I'm sorry, I'm going off a little bit there. But hop on it for just a moment and take advantage of that. This thing just massacres aircraft, and it's just an easy quick kill. It's an easy couple hundred points. And if you want a PTFO in this game, you got to be versatile. I mean, I like to stick, of course, just to support class, but that doesn't mean I just play this class when I have to. I mean, I'll switch to other classes if need be, except the recon. I do not touch it at all. But will there be assault or medic? I'll pick up that class. But more importantly, what I'm saying is use all the tools in the battlefield to your advantage, and they're not just there to look at. You know, hop on real quick, but just don't sit in them. You know what I mean? Play smartly. That's about what this game is being for. Again, still going on this tear. Challenging positions, knowing where the enemy's coming from, taking all that into consideration, working with your team, throwing out ammo, reviving people if you're a medic. That's another thing that gets us all jaded a bit, is when a medic's literally 1 meter on top of you and he's good to revive you, and you just doesn't even know. He just keeps going about his business. Again, keeping him honest here with a little bit of damage. I know it's only 7 damage there, but again, just keep doing that, and you'd be surprised how much that damage will stack up, as I showed you in that last clip. So more about this weapon. Again, the bipod. I can't stress to you enough, if you're going to run support class and you're not running the bipod, I think you've done it wrong, big time. And again, I think it's kind of an old mentality from the previous battlefields that we just didn't use bipods much, but they've done this so well. Look at this range again. Done. Bing bong, you know? It's so easy to throw these things out. You can be standing up when you throw them out. You can lay down prone. You can be on a rock, any kind of ledge. You don't even have to do anything. They just go out, and it's just it's very good. It's too good to overlook, is what I'm trying to say. If you're using one of the ones with the grip variant, it just doesn't do anything. I don't need to flash up stats and tell you that. I'm telling you right now, it just doesn't do anything, and you're leaving yourself at you're leaving such an advantage on the table that you have. Oh, warning, beast mode is going on right now. Again, here with the pistol, the Swede, as I like to call it. Here we go, bam, bam, bam. Quick reload. I love how quick you can reload in these kind of situations where, again, this is where I'm playing smartly, not using the Benet in this position because it's not good at these kinds of ranges. Look at this. Drop, 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 turn around, quick reload, but the pistol is. And it's just more effective in these kind of scenarios where you just got infantry all around you, just enveloping you, and you need that just couple shot kill to kill something, put the threat down quickly, reassess, reload, and engage the next target. A lot of people just rely on their primary with those extended reload times in those scenarios. It's just not effective enough. Again, approaching a different position. I'm kind of hitting this map a lot here, but again, wide open maps or even close maps, I find this gun to be effective if you know how to position yourself and get where you need to be, and then put out the suppressive fire. Whenever I'm taking fire, a lot of times I try to assess my surroundings. This guy did an epic road fail. As I'm taking fire here, I can just reassess, and now that you can vault walls as opposed to try and go through that corridor or that door, don't waste the time. Turn around, do 180. Don't try to engage a target that has you suppressed and has fire on you. Tuck tail and run. Try to take cover, and then reassess, reposition as they did there. Lay down prone, throw out the bipod, and done. You know, that's an engagement I turned in my favor and made the game mine. Again, that's a tactic I've always talked about in battlefields throughout the years. Just make the game yours. Don't play it their way. Use your weapon strengths and tactics and load out to your advantage. I didn't even see that guy laying down prone. Do you see him? That sniper literally right at my feet. Right at my feet. How do people play like that? Laying down prone in the foliage. Look at this. And I didn't even see him for somebody to spot him, so he gets the shovel to the head. Hats off. I mean, that's some guerrilla warfare right there. I did not see him at all. That's one of the things in this game, whether you're playing as Ottoman Empire or what have you on the desert maps or Cyan Desert or those green maps. I mean, the camouflage in this game, man, it blends in. I mean, that's real world. That's another thing I gotta give my hat off to when I go off these battlefield tangents. I mean, there's no pink camo, tiger stripe, zebra crap here in Battlefield like you have in Call of Duty. Gold this or that. I mean, they're trying to keep it true to the times, and there's a reason why you're dressed in green or dressed in brown, because you blend in surroundings. And you know, why would you want to wear some hot pink camo like we had in Call of Duty, or maybe a little bit Hardline? Hardline really wasn't like this, but anyway, what I'm trying to say is it's there for a reason tactically, and you should take advantage of it. So I hope you guys kind of enjoyed this view, guys. This last clip here just kind of, I mean, this is all of it right here. This is what I'm talking about. Beast mode 24/7 with this gun. Using cover, observing my spawn points, putting out the bipod, shooting people through windows up there. I mean, this clip right here, I mean, this is like, gotta say, you know, I was very impressed with this gun and how it handles. I told my buddy X here about it. He started using it. This guy's a much better player than I am. It's deadly in good players' hands if you know how to use your class. So, something I've always harped on a battlefield: use your brains, use your wits, PTFO, play the objectives, use your surroundings, use an equipment in the vicinity that gives you a tactical advantage to take out, whether it be tanks or airplanes or behemoths, you name it. And keep moving, keep mobile, use stealth when it's advantageous. There's a time to be Rambo, and there's a time to be reserved and reassess and pull back and solicit teamwork, and that's what Battlefield is as a core. And if you kind of bring all that into play, and you use a good weapon that you truly understand and actually take some time to get some service stars, or in this case, like I say here, what I have with the 1909, thousands of kills now, you really become not just a contender, but just you change the movement of the battlefield. You change how battles are progressed and how they're mitigated and how they're fought, because you're the one that's kind of rallying the troops around you and being the MVP. I mean, that's what all boils down to. Being MVP, being top tier, being the top squad. That's what makes this game fun. That's why I enjoy it, because it rewards players, I think, with their brain, and they're not just Twitch shooters all the time. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I enjoyed your support. Appreciate your support over the years. I will see you guys on the battlefield, and I'll try to have more reviews and videos to come in the near future. Thanks for watching.